Cyber Material presents Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every Friday at noon Eastern Time for a high-energy, no-fluff recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. From data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special. Live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. Without further ado, let's get this event started.
Hello and welcome everyone to Ask Me Anything Cyber. And thank you for joining us here today. I'm Prapti Pal and I'll be your host. Here's what we have planned for you today. We'll look at real cybersecurity questions posted on Reddit. We'll share this week's cyber briefing updates with you. And of course, we'll preview our upcoming cyber review with Bob Shepard discussing his new book, Stop the Cyber Bleeding. And what makes this event special, we will be taking questions from you, so just drop them in our live chat and we will get them answered. Our guest today is our in house cybersecurity expert, the CTO of 911 Cyber, Sophia. Hi, Sophie. How are you doing today?
Hi everyone, thank you for having me.
Are you ready to share your expert perspective and solve some problems?
Yeah, I'm excited, and it's been an eventful week, I can say. So stay tuned for the cyber briefing recap at the end.
All right. So our first question is from Reddit, and they talk about their Amazon being hacked and what measures should they take. So they say that my Amazon was hacked, but it wasn't compromised. So I recovered it quickly with no harm done. They did try to order things, but Amazon flagged it and canceled it. In addition, I got two-step verification from Discord, which I have an account in, and many two-way face sites that I didn't know. Also, my mail was registered to a few more sites, got requests to confirm my mail. I have a lot of verification measures on my Google, so I guess they couldn't reach those mails, but I don't think they tried. So they have like three-part question here. So I'm gonna like address them. I hope that you can address them one by one. So how could it have happened? I'm trying not to log my mail into suspicious places. Anything I should do, I change my relevant passwords, change every possible one, and any way to stop them from using my mail or just wait till they give up, and they don't have access. So Sophie, will the attackers usually, eventually give up, or is more action needed here?
Yeah, that's a really good question. And for those that are tuning for the first time to these type of events, we usually read like Reddit headlines of real cybersecurity issues, and we try to give advice to those people that post them. These
Yeah.
are like real life issues, so this is something that it's like most common than people realize. How could have this happened? There's a few common ways that this could have happened. First of all, could be credential stuffing. It means that your email or password were leaked in a past breach or onto another site, or you may have like
Yeah.
been accessed through like the attackers will be trying to access your Amazon account with those login credentials. Another option could have been phishing, a fake login page, or a trick
Yeah.
into giving away your credentials. And one of the most popular ones, and those that can be avoided, is password reuse. If one service is compromised, let's say, for example, you use these same credentials for eBay or
Yeah.
to Shane for Temu or Shane, if these companies are victims or part of a data breach,
Hmm.
somebody can connect the dots and try to use it to access other services because you have reused your passwords or your email address. But again, since Amazon flagged these
Yeah.
orders and your account recovery work, it sounds like they didn't have like deep access to your account, so mostly could have like been linked to reuse of leaked passwords. So that's what it looks like more. That could have been the cause, the root cause. Now, to tackle the second part of your question is what should this person do? And it's very
Yeah.
there's a few steps that you can do. One, it's preventive. So this doesn't happen to you again. Is don't reuse your passwords
Same
or
passwords. Yeah.
exactly to credentials. And this applies for everything from your bank institution, from your even like college applications, like college platforms or anything. Don't reuse the passwords. I know it's very cumbersome to have multiple passwords for different accounts, but at the end it pays off because you won't be able to you won't
And they
have
can use like a password manager, right? If like
exactly.
they're
Yeah,
handling.
yeah, true, true. And then another things you can do to avoid these type of things, and Amazon takes security very seriously, is to
Hmm.
enable 2FA. The moment you enable that that additional security layer, Amazon will ask you to enter the code from your authenticator app or your SMS verification. But in this case, I will always recommend to use an authenticator as opposed to SMS. And this will help you salvage like the next logging screen. So they may be able to have access to your password or email address, but
Yeah.
it won't be able to bypass the second layer.
Layer of security. Yeah.
Another thing that Amazon has, it's IP geolocation. So if you are not logging from where you usually log into your account, it will flag
Yeah.
down. So let's say you are going on a trip or you're visiting your cousin in another state or in another province. If you try to log in somewhere else, it will flag you and it would
Yeah.
just say, hey, there's somebody trying to access your account from this location. Is this you? So before it lets you into the account, it will send you an approved email so you can approve the
Yeah. A
signing.
prompt. Yep.
Exactly. Not a prompt. It will send you an email. So it
Oh,
will say,
okay.
well, sometimes a prompt, but it depends because you may not have access to your computer or
Device. Yeah.
exactly. So you have the option to get an email. So those are the steps that Amazon just take by default. So it's not something that you have to set up, which
Hmm.
is very good. But again, another thing that I would recommend this person is to actually see where these data breach is coming from. So there's a great platform. It's called Have I Been Pawned. You can
Yeah.
go to you can visit this website and you can enter your email and it will tell you where your email has been leaked and it will tell you all the companies that have been
Yeah.
affected if you have used this email address. So whenever you see where this is coming from, I will also recommend to go to the other platforms and change your credentials again because they have been leaked.
Yeah.
um, and
And
again, yeah.
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 They were asking like, should they wait this out?
What do you mean?
Like, should they wait this out? Like, will the attackers stop from like, constantly doing it again and again?
Well, that's one thing that you can stop them trying over and over again. They are automated automation tools and they just do this on a rolling basis.
Oh,
Of course, like the companies that you like the companies they may have like security in place that it will sort of stop multiple logins in a short amount of spam. So
hmm.
it will just like stop right there, but they will keep trying and trying and trying. So as long as you change your credentials right away,
Yeah.
this is that there may not be an account with that email associated again, so it would just bounce and it would say there's no one account with that email, blah blah blah. So you sort of stop it and you stop receiving emails that somebody's trying to log in. So the number one thing will be to change the email associated with the account if that's what they're using to log in. um, but that's all I can say. I mean, so my advice and like final advice is like
Yeah.
don't think this as a one-time cleanup. This is like a constant thing that you have to do, and
Yeah.
if you like this person looks like they already done the most harder like part, they already
Yep.
solve it, they have access to their account. However, they will have to keep cleaning all the other accounts that they have maybe been reused with the same
Yeah.
credentials.
basically have a good cyber hygiene when
Exactly.
it comes to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. The next question. Thank you, by the way, Sophie, for your insights. The next one is that I got virus and need help, please. When I turned on my PC, I noticed that every icon on my PC was gone. I mean, literally every icon except ChatGPT and Trading View icon on the taskbar for some reason. Even in the File Explorer, every icon was gone, and they are like all black. Today, I noticed that I couldn't open Task Manager, so I ran a Bitdefender system scan and it detected and removed two adware and one Trojan. After that, I did some reboot again and some SFC scans. But the icons are still gone and I'm not able to open Task Manager.
Hmm.
Do you think that there's more that is damaged? Does anybody know how to restore everything without a factory reset or without losing my data? The user is on Windows 11, and the user obviously cannot paste a screenshot here, but they say that if you need one, they will share it. So thanks in advance. So, Sophie, what would you recommend?
Yeah, I mean, that's a scary situation, but I will break it down to explain our
Yeah.
audience exactly what is going on. So, what I can say is that it looks like, I mean, I wouldn't call it a virus as this person was
Yeah,
explaining
I
it,
got a
because
virus.
it's a Trojan, as he mentioned it in the
Oh,
body
yeah,
of
yeah.
and that's what Bitdefender detected. So, what is this person seeing is like, there's likely damage. Then, the fact that there's the icons are missing and the task manager it won't open, it suggests that this malware didn't just drop files. It probably already changed something in the Windows system settings
Okay.
or corrupted part of the registry. So even if Bitdefender already removed the Trojan, the damage is already done. So it's
Uh,
sort of like already happened. You know, when you get sick,
yep.
even if you get the vaccine after,
Yeah, it's already
you're
done.
already sick. So you have to work on how to fix this. So to address the second part of your question, what
Yeah.
this person can do to do a reset without losing everything.
Yep.
Windows, especially Windows 11, has a new option to recovery option. So this person should go to settings, system, and recovery, and look at repair or restore. This means
Okay.
that it will go to a previous stage before um, the damage was done. So it sort of will go back in time and restore a previous version of your
Windows.
computer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you may lose some files because of this restoration, but
Yeah.
if you click repair, it will try to repair the damage that's been done without losing files. But restore, it will restore to an image that has been saved before
Before.
something happened. So if you had like specific like documentation or files in your computer that may have been created between this image was
Yep.
created and the damage, you may lose it. So what I can recommend is you can back it up,
But
of
wouldn't
course.
that like cause a problem? Because what if the file that they back up is
Yes,
corrupted?
that's something that this person will have to do. They will have to
Yeah.
scan these files before losing them. If it's like any file that, for example, a notepad or a Word document or anything that you can use Google Drive, I would recommend you to upload it to Google Drive, and it will detect if the file is compromised.
Hmm.
That's another step that you can do. You can also use Windows Defender to scan those files. You can use
Yeah.
Bitdefender as well, or like the best solution would be to copy what is in this Word document and
Yep.
paste it in Google Drive and save it like a different file.
Yeah.
Or you can take screenshots, and
Yeah.
you
That's
have,
another
yeah,
option.
you have a lot of AI like programs out there that can read your image and transform it
Yep.
into text, especially like even the free version of ChatGPT can do that.
Yep. That's that.
So if you want to be sure that you don't want to like transport like transfer the Trojan to the next version,
Yep.
the previous version of your computer, I would just do those. um, then another one, oops, sorry, another one
That's okay.
that another thing that I will recommend in this case is will be mostly to um, actually do a backup of this system even if files are corrupted. In
Yeah.
case you are like restoring and you don't want to lose everything, you can still go back to this version even if it's corrupted. If
Yeah.
you need something, sometimes, I mean, it's worth the risk, I can say.
Yeah.
But again, even if this person get it fixed, I would also recommend to back up the entire computer,
Okay.
and just to be sure that you don't lose anything in this new restoration process.
Yeah.
And you can use another antivirus to,
Scan it
yeah,
entirely.
scan it and check if there's anything wrong after restoring. I can recommend, this person is already using Bitdefender, which is our trusted partner, but I can recommend Virus Total or to upload files to analyze them if they are corrupted or if they are infected, or
Yep.
Malwarebytes. Also, it's a good alternative to do it. And last but not least, keep your Windows system updated.
Yep.
Microsoft always on Patch Tuesday sends the latest updates and patches in security. So it's very important to at least restart your computer once a
Yep.
week.
Yeah, but some people don't do that. Like they just keep it
Exactly.
running.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a risk. And thank you again, Sophie, for your insights. And I hope that this person will take your recommendation and get their problem solved. The next one is actually something that highlights a very recurring problem I see that people post about on Reddit, especially. And it's my ex somehow has remote access to accounts or phone. So, hi everyone. Long story short, my ex somehow has access to my phone, iPhone 15 Plus, the latest iOS. He knows about all my conversations on Instagram and Facebook, even ones from fake backup accounts. Even ones from fake backup accounts knew about my emails, my Bumble. He even said he knows how much money I have on my bank account. So essentially everything on my phone. The first time he told me about the whole thing, I changed all my passwords, logged out all devices, and set up two-factor authentication. When I checked the devices, I saw nothing suspicious. It was only my device that was logged in. I also checked if there are any weird apps installed on my phone, but there's nothing there. The only unusual activity that happened around the time he got into my account was that someone was requesting a password reset to a Facebook account that I had deactivated years ago.
Mhm.
Nothing else. No notification or new logins or any on any of my accounts. At the time, I asked him if the password reset emails were coming from him. He said he'll call it off and that I shouldn't click on anything because he'll get access to it. I don't remember clicking on anything weird before this happened either. I'm not sure how to make it stop. I don't know anyone in IT and I'm getting scared. Is there
Mhm.
anything I can do to get him out of my phone? Okay, like I said, this is actually a very recurring problem I see on Reddit, and it highlights like online stalking and unauthorized access. So, how can somebody protect themselves in this situation, Sophie?
Yeah. So, first of all, I'm sorry this person is going through this. That's very
Yeah,
sad. But we see this a lot in digital abuse cases, and it's really important to approach it step by step to make sure you actually get rid of whatever is happening in your phone. First is to understand what is happening. So if your ex truly sees everything on your phone and you can actually have proof of that, like messages, email, or even bank balances, there's only a few realistic ways that this can be happening. One could be that your account credentials were stolen or leaked, maybe password
yeah,
use, phishing, or leaked in a breach, though this person may have access to your email account. Or even if it's your iCloud account, they will be able to access your photos, your notes, or anything that is recorded in your iPhone. Um, it could be also device compromise. So we need to see where this person is actually getting the data from, if it's from accessing your iCloud or your personal
yeah,
accounts, or if this person is actually install a spyware, and there's a device compromise, um, which is a little bit rare in modern iOS, especially with the
yeah,
latest updates on iPhone right now.
yep,
But it can happen if your phone was physically accessed or jailbroken. So if you don't have like the full security version of iOS, this can happen. If this person, well, this person mentioned actually is using an iPhone 15 Plus with
yeah, the latest one.
iOS. So in this case, my wild guess could be that this person has access to their iCloud account. So they log in and they are able to see all the backup, what is back
Yeah.
in your cloud, from photos, notes, even your emails. So
Yeah.
that's one of the reasons. If this person also has access, for example, to your backup email and or phone number,
Yeah.
or he knows any security question, they will be able to reset your
Password.
password without your
Yeah.
input. So it's very important that you do a little bit of cyber hygiene and maybe recon what is the backup email address you use to recover
Yep.
your account or phone number. If you haven't used his phone number or his email address, or if you put any security question, like for example, what is my mom's maiden name,
Yep.
which is a pretty obvious, like
Something that he would know. Yeah.
exactly, or like when was your first date, or these
Yep.
like very easy to guess questions if somebody
Yeah.
knows you. So you also need to be careful in that sense. Or if this person also has the authenticator login in their account,
Uh,
sometimes you need a backup. So you actually have your authenticator scanned in two different devices. So before you were very like really close with your ex, I guess.
yeah.
So you may have asked him to scan your authenticator QR
Yep.
code, so you both have like backups, I can say. So that could also be a
Could
reason.
be causing it. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Now, what this person should do right now, number
Yeah.
one, I would recommend to back up their data and create a new Apple ID. So this person should create a new email address.
Hmm.
I always recommend newcomers to the email world to use Outlook. Why? Because you can create multiple aliases. So in
Yep.
this case, I would recommend to create an Outlook account, to create an alias that is only used for your Apple ID, not the login account. So just an alternative alias, to create a new Apple ID, and to back up,
All
get
the
a new,
previous
yeah,
data.
and get a new phone and use this Apple ID to log in into this new phone, and then
Okay.
transfer with AirDrop from one phone to the other. Don't log in the old Apple ID in your new phone. So just
Yeah.
create everything from scratch, start from scratch, and transfer from one phone to another with AirDrop. Don't do a sync. If
Okay.
you sync, it means that you're going to be linking the other account with this one. So
Yep.
start from scratch. Like you get a new iPhone from scratch, you start it for the first time. So what I'd recommend is just to airdrop anything that you need directly from one phone to another, like pictures,
Yeah.
notes. Even you can airdrop messages. So anything, or PDF, or anything that you want to send from your old phone to the other one, and start from scratch. That's my number one advice, and that's what I always recommend of victims of stalking. And
Yeah.
um, another thing, of course, set up all the security measures for like
The new phone.
exactly the new phone. It's very important to do that. 2FA, get a new authenticator. I always recommend Microsoft Authenticator. Is one of the best ones out there. Google Authenticator is pretty good too, so you can alternate. If you want to
In
secure
between.
your
Yeah.
Outlook account, use the Google Authenticator for that, and vice versa. So that would be like the best option.
And they can like report this too, right? Because it's stalking.
Exactly. Yeah. And that was my next follow up. Like, if you're
Yeah.
able to gather evidence that somebody is accessing your phone, and in this case, if you cannot, I would recommend you to hire professional services to gather this information. You can actually report this to your local law enforcement.
Hmm.
If you are in the US, you can report this to the FBI.
If yeah.
You can also file an IC3 complaint and put the name of the person. Then you gather evidence. If this is like a case of like life and death, an FBI agent will
Yeah.
follow up with you. And if you feel uncomfortable, like working with the FBI. You can do it through a company. That's what we do at 911 Cyber. We support like
Yep.
victims of stalking, and we help them communicate with the FBI because I know it's very stressful already to deal with this, and
Yeah.
on top of
And not
everything,
not all the time like the FBI agents will be available for like all the cases.
exactly.
So to get like the maximum amount of attention, I think that's another measure that the users can take.
Yeah, and then if you're in the UK, you can file with Action Fraud. That's another agency very similar to IT3 in the US,
Yeah.
and in the European Union. Different countries they have different organisms. You can
Yeah.
report it to France. It's called CERT, and then on Germany you have the VKA, and in
Yeah.
Canada you have the Anti-Fraud Center, and in other countries at most you can file a local police
Local.
report.
Yeah.
So if you need an injunction from a judge, you can go to court and get like a restriction order or
Order.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because it's sort of like your digital life merged with your real life. So
Yeah.
sometimes you need a
This could be worrisome.
yes, exactly. Yeah,
So, yeah, actually, this is something that happens to a lot of people out there. And it's true that even here in India, you can go to like, the cybercrime department. You can just call them, fill up a form, and they do take care of it because I have known people who have done like gone through this
that's true.
and they immediately get like help and attention.
Yes.
So, thank you, Sophie, so much for bringing like your
It's
input
very
in this.
important to report it
Yeah.
because this helps fight this type of attack, and
Yeah.
it gets like a track like a tracking of people that are being held accountable
Yeah.
for this type of thing. So it sort of sets a precedent. So like if somebody wants to do it, you have these previous like examples that somebody
Yeah.
was like sent to jail or fine or anything
Exactly.
like probation or anything because they've been cyber stalking or spying on people.
Yeah. Exactly. Thank you so much, Sophie, for your input. There's the next one will be about Swiss transfer. So the question is, will the IT be able to see what files I upload to Swiss transfer, WeTransfer, from a PC that is part of the Office network? So the user works in VFX. I need shots for my demo reel, but officially I don't have the rights to take the shots until the movie that the shot is part of is not yet released. But since they take years to release, I need those shots to be in my demo reel to find a job. Should I go ahead or not? So, Sophie, what's your view on this?
Mm. Yeah,
Hmm.
well, this is like a two different like very different situation like that we deal in cyber because this will depend on how the
Yeah,
IT team from this company set up
handles it. Yeah,
like monitoring or security. So it's very hard to know exactly what happened. Now, if this person is in an office network, the IT department they can usually see the traffic even if the files are encrypted.
yeah.
When they are transferred, they can see some scribes, but um,
Will they see it? Like, will they check it? That's something that we don't know.
it's not
We cannot
something.
know for sure.
Yeah, it's not something that the IT system set up to flag, saying
Oh,
somebody's using WeTransfer,
yeah.
unless they are very thorough and they actually
Uh,
want to know if somebody accessed these websites. Um, but again, they can see those files, they can see what they're being sent, but and especially like some studios, if you work for Disney, like they have very
yeah,
strict policies on not doing this. And then
yeah,
on the professional side, if this person needs these shots to land a job, using permission without like using material without permission,
without permission. Yeah,
that's a precedent to be
yeah. Their
sent to jail.
contract might, yeah, get
Yeah,
breached.
copyright issues, and
Exactly.
it's very hard. I wouldn't even do it. Um, if this can follow you for years and you may not be
Exactly.
able to get a job. But again,
Exactly.
going back to the security question, technically yes. IT can notice that. They may
Yeah.
know that you access these type of websites. Now, legally and ethically is very risky. Now, my take here is don't do it. But again, and I also wanted to talk about a little bit for those who use WeTransfer. Um,
Yeah.
ethically, I can say without any compromise or anything, like they just do it on a daily basis. I just wanted to
Okay.
mention last month WeTransfer, they faced a backlash because
Oh
they
no.
set a new updated terms and services. So on top of like don't do it, also don't do it because of these new terms and services, which they were telling the people to accept that in order to improve their machine learning models, they
Hmm.
will be able to get access to your files without like they will use your the files that you were like transferring using WeTransfer to train
Yeah.
their AI.
AI.
So
Yeah.
let's say that your doctor is working with you and is sending you an image of your ultrasound or
Yeah.
anything like confidential using WeTransfer. They are using these images to train their AI.
Yeah.
So
That's
just
gonna be a bad privacy
exactly.
drawback.
They sort of like they backtracked a little bit that is not exactly that they're gonna do it this way or that way, but the fact that they were thinking about doing it, I will
Hmm.
definitely not use this.
Yep.
In this case, I will use maybe Google Drive and just share uh, like files using that
Yep.
using Google Drive. I can like vouch if they actually spy on your things or not because
Exactly.
there's
We
no,
don't know that.
yeah, we don't know the extent. But if you have a workspace, like a workspace membership or a workspace
Yep.
account, there are some terms and conditions that you are bound to legally bind. So probably if
Yep.
something happens, you may be able to take action on that. So
So
anyway,
yeah, the best thing would be to not go ahead and do
exactly.
it.
Yes.
Yep. So thank you, Sophie. And the next one is about the strangely named Gurvinder Bhangu Wi Fi ransomware network. So the user says that, hi, we noticed some of our devices, like the security camera and the photo album, weren't seeing connected to our Wi Fi
Mhm.
network today. Our phones and Xbox can. When we went to turn our Wi Fi off, weird Wi Fi network went off too. It came back on when we plugged our router back in. My spouse went to reset our Wi Fi password with
Mhm.
Xfinity, and the name of our Wi Fi network wasn't ours. It had been changed to Gurvinder Bhangu Wi Fi ransomware. So, this is an unusual Wi Fi behavior the user is concerned about. So, what steps should be taken in this, and what might be at risk?
Well, honestly, I mean, this is scary because it's inside your your home, I can say.
Yeah,
But let's unpack a little bit here. What happened? If the Wi-Fi network was renamed, it
yeah,
means that someone has logged into your router and altered the settings. That doesn't
exactly.
necessarily mean that you have ransomware, as it says. So
Okay,
probably it's like a scareware tactic or like a prank.
yeah,
But again, somebody may have access to your router credentials. How could it have happened? This usually the main reason when we talk about like IoT devices that they don't even have the bare minimum security, so they're just shipped out with the default admin password, and
yeah,
they're often printed on the back of the device, um,
yeah.
and it's always like I can say like generic. So all these devices from this batch may have the same password and
Password,
credentials,
yeah.
so it's sort of like well known for those attackers. Um, Now, if the remote management was enabled for this
Yeah.
router and an attacker, they can even log in from outside your network. Um, Another reason could be somebody in your range. They may have guessed your
Password.
Wi-Fi password or your
Hmm.
router password, and it's just very easy to change your Wi-Fi name. You just like if
Yeah, this
you
could
know the
just
credentials of your
easily.
router, yes,
Yep.
that will be the main the main reason. Now, what can be compromised here? Devices connected to your network may have had their traffic visible. So this person, if they have access to your router, they may also be able to see the traffic. And sometimes if you're visiting websites that they don't have SSL or any like communication encrypted, they can also
Hmm.
be able to
See the
see
chats.
everything
Yeah.
exactly. But it doesn't mean again that your passwords are encrypted or with ransomware. So it looks
Okay.
like the router itself was likely modified, right? The name.
The name, just to scare.
Yeah. Now, what I will do is like unplug the router right away, reset
Hmm.
the router, and start from scratch. Log
Hmm.
back to your router, change the credentials, change the password that is the default password that is
Yeah.
like pasted under the device.
Exactly.
Um, don't use admin as a username or password. So set up everything new and change the Wi-Fi name again.
Yeah.
And of course, add password to the Wi-Fi connection. So if somebody wants to log in, it needs to have a password.
Password. Yeah.
Check if remote management is enabled.
Enabled.
And last resource, just scan your PCs or phones for malware using an antivirus. You can use
Exactly.
Windows Defender, Bitdefender, Malware.
There's so many virus total. Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you're using, yeah, like your banking information, I would just recommend to change those credentials as well.
Yeah, because as you mentioned, that they can see that
Yeah.
if they have access to it.
Yeah.
So, thank you so much, Sophie, for your answer. This was an unusual Wi-Fi behavior. It does not like really happen if they don't have access to it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before the next question, next week we release the cyber review with Bob Shaput on his book "Stop the Cyber Bleeding," and here's a quick look at the video.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cyber Briefing. Today, we are joined by Bob Shaput. He's the author of Stop This Cyber Bleeding and the founder, former CEO, and executive chair of Clearwater Security. Welcome, Bob. Thank you for joining us today.
So make sure that you follow us on Cyber Material and subscribe so you can get valuable insights from Bob Shepard. And you can get the first look at the video of cyber review on his book, Stop the Cyber Bleeding. The next question is how we can minimize spam emails being reported as phishing and bogging down our ticket queue. So, hi, Sophie. Let's get back to solving some more problems people are facing in cybersecurity.
Mhm.
So, the question is my organization allows users to report suspected phishing emails to IT with the click of a button. Unfortunately, this is being misused. End users are reporting spam emails, and it's bogging down our security administrators for 3 hours admin per week. End users can simply block the sender. We do educate our users with periodic memos, flyers, and store them our company portal for reference. We also integrate this information in our onboarding process. This
Mhm.
helps in short term, but our ticket queue gets out of hand after a month or so. How does our organization handle this type of situation? We rightly or wrongly are all in on AI. Is there a solution that can filter out the noise for us way before a triage agent receives a ticket? So, Sophie, what approaches can help manage this a bit more effectively?
Yeah. So I really like this question, but I think we have one like it's following up on the previous one that we talked about the Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
Berwin Cardoso, he's asking about About
What
the
about the
WPS,
WPS?
yeah. So
Yeah.
it's just to build up on the previous one that we were talking about. I That's a very good question, and thank you for bringing it up. I can explain for those who don't know exactly what the
Yeah.
WPS pin attack means. These are like Wi-Fi protected setup. It means that many routers they have the option to use a pin number instead of the
Hmm.
Wi-Fi password. So an 8-digit pin number it's very vulnerable to a brute force attack.
Oh,
So the router will just like be able to check this combination and try it. There are many tools out there that can be used to actually bypass this one. So that's why it's very important to use a password on top of a pin, because there's a limited amount of number combinations that you can use for an 8-digit pin that it can
and yeah.
bypass this. Yeah. So, and I like that you like Berwin, you bring up this. And one thing I would recommend is to log in into router admin page, uh, go to WPS and turn it off completely and reboot your router if this was the reason why your Wi-Fi was taking over.
Thank you so much, Bervin, for your question. And for the other users out there, if you have any questions about cybersecurity, make sure to leave it on the live chat of the live stream that you're watching right now. So let's get back to the question that this user had
Yeah,
about
but
efficiency.
over, yeah. And yeah, so give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Of course.
Yeah,
Would you
yeah.
like me to read
Yeah,
it?
yeah. No, 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 no. That's okay. Yeah, I wanted to read it again, so I'm okay.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah.
fine.
Caught
So
up
this
with
is
the issue.
yeah, this is the classic of over reporting.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is like it goes at the same level of like alert fatigue that we always talk about in cybersecurity. So when you get like a lot of like people reporting like and over reporting and misusing this tool, it
Yeah.
sort of creates this fatigue that you end up like ignoring. I mean, from the
Yeah.
user's perspective, I love that they are reporting spam and phishing emails or what they may consider phishing emails. But
Yeah.
when you give them a report phishing button, they may not use it like I guess they with the phishing objective of actually reporting a
Exactly.
phishing. They may be reporting something that is not phishing. So you get this
Yeah.
over reporting and you get hundreds or thousands of tickets open that you have to look into that
Exactly.
a real phishing may get
Will be
overlooked.
yeah, exactly.
So I
Would be like a
understand.
needle in the haystack.
Yes, exactly. So, what I can say for both side of the aisle, like for the IT guys or cybersecurity department or in the
Yeah.
actual employee, what they can do is educate people, not just like like memos or like a one slide reminder. If it's spam, block it. More
Yeah.
like do it like visual reinforcement. It means that if you see this type of email, report it as phishing. If you see this type of email, report it as spam. If you see it as this type of email and you give the exact samples or examples of what they have to report, in
Exactly.
that case, the user will be able to classify it better for the SEC team to actually look into them.
Yeah.
So education is always number one. Um, Another thing is like you have to tune your reporting tool. Some organizations they may have the report spam button and report phishing. So if you want to create better segmentation and better alerts, that will be like the number one thing you can do. In Google, if you're using Workspace, you have the
Yeah.
option to report a phishing or to report a spam, and you will get a note. That's basically like what you will be able to sort of, and you will specify exactly
Exactly what
what
happening.
type
What
of
what report?
yeah, yeah. And then again, I will like emphasize in the fact that people should be educated and should be like explaining thorough what they have to do.
Yeah, what the
What type
actual
of
phishing email is and what they are reporting might just not be
Yeah,
phishing.
to avoid a lot of noise, like,
Yeah.
and get overlooked. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you so
Yes.
much, Sophie.
Hmm.
And before we go into our next segment where we recap the biggest news stories from our cyber briefing, let's just watch a quick video.
Stay ahead of the cyber curve with real-time alerts, incident reports, and the latest cybersecurity news, all in one streamlined, easy-to-read newsletter. Join more than 20,000 subscribers who rely on Cyber Briefing, available on LinkedIn, Medium, and now on Substack. Don't wait to protect your digital world. Subscribe today and stay informed with Cyber Briefing by Cyber Material.
Hi, Sophie. Welcome back. And that was the cyber briefing where we share the top alerts, incidents, and news of the week. You will not miss out on any important updates. Just make sure to subscribe to our cyber briefing newsletter by Cyber Material, and we will be making sure that you stay up to date on every news alert out there. Okay, Sophie. So let's move to this week's cyber briefing highlights. The first alert is phishing emails sent via iCloud Calendar using Apple's own servers. What happened here, Sophie?
Yeah, and I wanted to talk about this one because this is something that can affect anybody,
Yeah.
even if you are not like an iPhone user. You can
Really?
still receive these emails. Probably won't affect you that much, but you
Yeah.
still can receive them. But again, this report has been showing that attackers they are using iCloud Calendar, and they are sending phishing emails. They
Hmm.
abuse Apple's own servers, and they bypass email security filters. So
Yeah.
this means that if you receive an invite or a calendar notification, which usually looks trustworthy, it can now contain malicious links, and it will lead to credential theft or malware.
Yeah.
Now, the key takeaway from here is that even platforms we trust implicitly, like Apple, which is very, very good in security,
Hmm.
they can still be exploited. You know, hackers are always ahead
Yeah.
of everything. So, my advice to users that have received these calendars, they have to be vigilant with unexpected calendars invites, even if they appear to come from someone you actually know. Don't click in any link that is embedded in these calendar notifications, and
Yeah.
verify if the sender is legit first. On the enterprise side, I can see IT teams they can monitor for unusual calendar traffic. They can set
Yeah.
up these rules in their inbox for their employees, and they should consider adding anti-phishing protections or alerting users about this suspicious activity. So, on building on what we talked before
Yeah.
about over reporting, in this case, the IT or the SEC team they should notify employees about this type of
Yeah.
phishing email that
That
is
is going
going,
on
yeah,
around.
that
Yeah.
is circulating. So it's very important to actually notify your employees to make them aware of the latest scams that are going on out there.
Yeah.
And this is why it's very important if you subscribe to Cyber Briefing, because you will have these alerts right in your inbox to check exactly what is happening and the latest on
Yep.
what to look into it, from these type of scams to new IP addresses that are like
Exactly.
being affected, or even abused domains, CVEs, or anything that you need to consider to protect yourself, new strains
Exactly.
of malware, new APTs. So it's very important that, um, as a security professional and also a tech person, even if you're not into security, to
Exactly.
check these alerts to inform your employees or even yourself on how to patch, protect, and
Exactly.
stay ahead of what is happening out there.
Yeah. And you, as Sophie mentioned, can get all of the latest alerts all in one place. So you won't miss out on anything, especially if it's like a latest, phishing link scam that's going on, or even like if it's an update or a patch note, we will inform you about it definitely. So make sure to subscribe to the Cyber Briefing newsletter by Cyber Material. The next story is about Nexar, which is a dashcam company. Its database was hacked, exposing user footage and sensitive data, which I think is a major privacy violation here. So, your thoughts on this, Sophie?
So this is like very alarming. This is a report by 404 Media. Thank you guys for this amazing report. This is a recent security breach. Nexar, it's a company that they build dash cams for, like, let's call it virtual CCTV cameras. And this led to the exposure of terabytes of video recording from users'
Yeah.
vehicles. So this is like personal recordings from your cars inside and outside that has been available on the wild, like because of this data breach. Now,
Yeah.
they were able to access 130 terabytes of footage. You know what
And
that
I
means?
think the hacker even said that it was easy for them to do it.
Exactly. Yes. And what happens is like these are like people's cars, everything from daily commutes to
Yeah.
private moments. I mean,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So all this has been leaked, and the hacker they access a secure Amazon Web Service services bucket, and it just got access right away to the 130 terabytes of data, and this also like a lot of like personal information like
Out
acts,
there. Yeah.
recorded acts that you do inside your car in the hands of a hacker.
I
And
know.
not only like these like it's like unauthorized access to this database, it also enables the hacker to be use this sensitive footage to extort other people. So
Hmm.
not only the company is affected, it's also the people that is affected. And so if you happen to use the Nexar Dashcam database, I would recommend to reach out to the guys from 404 Media. They will be sort of guide you on what to do. Probably there may be a lot of class action lawsuit building up right now. And
Yeah.
any fine or any like recovery for damages or anything that they may be offering for you, you should be
Yeah.
able to check out.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for your insights on that. And this does seem like a major privacy violation here. As you mentioned, a lot of private moments and even like dashcam footage could have been recorded here. And the next one is about
Um,
the yes,
Yeah, we do have another question from Verwin, and thank you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What do companies do when such breach occurs and where your information is leaked? Do they compensate you or do anything special?
Uh,
Well, actually, there's a lot of regulations, especially like here in the US. There's a lot of you have a lot of regulations that they need to report a breach within 72 hours. They are going to be fined. They are usually set up credit monitoring for free. But in this case, there's no credit monitoring that you can put here because this is like private videos of yourself. So
yeah,
it's not like personal information that has been leaked. It's actually real, like live situation. So this is a new like take on what companies should be doing.
yeah.
And this will be up to the law right now on how to enforce and compensate the victims. So let's wait for this just happened like yesterday or the day before, so let's wait for any law firm that is going to be taking class action lawsuits against this
Yes,
company, and
we
in
have
which
seen many like that
yeah, so it
happen
takes
before.
it takes a couple of weeks before you can actually see something being like done to
Legal
compensate the
ordered, yeah.
victims, especially because you may not even know you're a victim yet. um,
Exactly.
we are still within the 72 hours probably of notifying the legal entities, could be attorney generals of each state or even FTC or any other organism. And now after that, they still have like a probably 30 days to notify the victims in
Yeah,
writing. So on top of that, they're gonna need like a. We talked about this last week with Melissa. She explained
exactly.
all the things involved on how to notify the victim. So right now they may be assembling a council, in-house council on how to deal with this and how to notify the victims, and they have to see the extent of the damage because right now we know the hacker accessed this data, but we
Yep.
don't know what it has been done yet. So we don't know
Yeah.
the severity of the
Of
the
the
actions.
situation. Yep. Yep.
Yes, yes. So this is very new, but again,
Yep.
if you happen to have an Nexar dashcam, I would recommend you to reach out your lawyer and to reach out Nexar directly and see what it can be done.
Exactly. And the hacker for now has just bragged about it. and that's it. So
Yeah.
let's see what happens, because usually they ask for something and then they, if not delivered, then they give snippets of it to, the dark web or something like that. But you can always, get the latest news from us. So make sure that you're subscribed to us. The next one is about the US imposes sanctions on cyber scammers who stole billions from Americans. So what happened there, Sophie?
Yeah, as we always say, we want to finish on a high note. We know that the bad guys are always gonna like be like they're gonna be found, and they're gonna be like sanctioned or even extradited or even fined or sent to jail. So it's very good to always keep talking about this.
Exactly.
What happened is like last Tuesday, the U.S. government they took action against a cyber scam network, and they were operating out of Myanmar and Cambodia, and
Hmm.
they are believed that they have defrauded over $10 billion from I think it was from 2018 until a couple of months ago, and
Hmm.
these are the so-called scam centers. Every person that have received an SMS, an unsolicited SMS saying, "Hey, we
Yeah.
got a job for you. I have a job offer," or
Oh.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
or your DMV ticket is unpaid, or those type of scam. They have been linked to the scam
This.
call
Yep.
centers, and they also have been linked to human trafficking and forced labor. I think we mentioned a couple of weeks ago about the Vice documentary. They talk about how they recruit people in
Exactly.
East Africa, and they bring them with fake promises of work in Cambodia or in
Yeah. Job
Southeast Asia.
opportunities.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So this is also human trafficking and forced labor that they push them to scam people and to sort
Yeah.
of reach a goal, like mostly like how call centers work for customer for
Yeah.
sales. So the same
This
for
type of scam.
yes, yeah.
Yeah.
So the Treasury Department here in the US, they froze the assets of the operators, and they prevented from doing business in the US. So they sort of disrupted their financial networks. They won't
Yeah.
be able to launder their money, use their money, or do anything. And what they also did is like they send a message saying, transnational cyber scammers, they won't be allowed to exploit US citizens anymore. So
Nice.
this sort of sends a message on like protect like citizens, and sends a message
Exactly.
on don't try it again, because once you close a scam center, another pops out.
Exactly.
But in this case, it's like, you know what, don't try to do it, because this is going to happen to you anyway. It's also protect the people from human trafficking and so on and
Yeah,
so forth.
which could be terrible. And also, like to mention, this was something that was done on an international scale, like a
Hmm.
cross-border effort to get these people and to let them, the citizens know that they are safe. All right. Thank you so much, Sophie, for walking us through these updates.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much. And I know we have a couple of more questions in our chat. I'm happy to answer them privately. So please feel free to send me a DM on LinkedIn. I
Yep.
will get back to you, or we just answer it on the chat. Uh, Thank you, this Sidesh, for your questions. So because we are running out of time,
Sure. Yeah.
I would just get back to you directly.
Yeah, you can actually DM directly at Cyber Material, or you can reach out to Sophie's DM, or you can reach out to even mine. We will definitely get you your answers. Once again, Sophie, thank you for your update. Surely you help put a lot of incidents, into perspective, and it's always a valuable session to hear from you about this in every Ask Me Anything Cyber.
Thank you for having me. Bye bye.
Bye bye. That concludes today's Ask Me Anything Cyber. Thank you so much for being a part of today's session. Thank you so much, Sidesh, Bervin, and Prithviraj, for chatting with us. Keep your questions coming, and we will see you again next Thursday, September 18th at noon EDT with our next Ask Me Anything Cyber. Till then, stay safe, stay cyber aware. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for our next Ask Me Anything Cyber, a fun, interactive weekly event for everything cybersecurity. Join us every week at noon Eastern Time for another high-energy recap of the week's biggest cyber stories. from data breaches and threat intel to major legal updates. Whether it's a high-profile hack, a new APT on the rise, or a must-attend summit, we've got it covered. But that's not all. We'll also break down the latest job market trends, share our thoughts on cyber stocks, and give you actionable insights to stay ahead. And of course, we wrap things up with what makes this show special, live Q&A with you. Have a question about a breach? Want to know how a threat works? Curious about getting started in cyber? Let us know and we'll answer it live. See you next week.